Welcome to Castle Hill this week. Let's take a moment to centre ourselves on God and prepare for our reflection and worship. Creator God, in the moments of silence where we stop to listen, may we hear your voice in the background, deep calling to deep, transforming, loving, forgiving, even when we fail to do these things for others. As we wait for your peace and comfort to echo within us, may we echo that peace and comfort for those who need your presence, and let them know that you are with us. Amen. Listen for a word from God, first from the Old Testament, from the book of Deuteronomy chapter 31. Then Moses called Joshua and said to him in the presence of all the people of Israel, "Be determined and confident. You are the one who will lead these people to occupy the land the Lord has promised to their ancestors. The Lord himself will lead you and be with you. He will not fail you or abandon you. So do not lose courage or be afraid." And then in the New Testament, in Philippians chapter 3, from the Message translation, a modern translation, focused on the goal. "I am not saying that I have this all together, that I have it made, but I am well on my way, reaching out for Christ, who has so wondrously reached out for me. Friends, don't get me wrong. By no means do I count myself an expert in all of this, but I've got my eye on the goal, where God is beckoning us onward to Jesus. I'm off and running, and I'm not turning back." And then a verse from Hebrews chapter 12, which has been one of my favourites for a time. "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and the sin that clings so closely, and let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, who for the sake of the joy that was set before him endured the cross, disregarding its shame, and has taken his seat at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such hostility against himself, so that you may not grow weary or lose heart." Amen. The composer Carl Orff, when he had completed his well-known work Carmina Burana, said once that he felt he had arrived. This was his best work. He could do no better. No point in going on and writing any more. That's a common attitude in today's world. No point in journeying on. We've gone as far as we need to go. Find a really comfortable rut and settle down. Really? That's not the attitude that Paul encourages for the faith. "I'm not saying I have this all together, that I have it made, but I've got my eye on the goal where God is beckoning us onwards to Jesus. I'm off and running, and I'm not turning back." The writer Maya Angelou said this when she was in her 70s, and I would endorse it. "I'm grateful to be a practicing Christian. I'm always amazed when people say, 'I'm a Christian.' I think, already? It's an ongoing process. You keep trying and failing, and trying and struggling, and trying. That's true of all of life. It's always a journey. So often we cannot say we arrive and we needn't journey on. That's true of COVID-19. We've got a much longer way to go than we might like. The restrictions won't disappear quickly. We'll have to get used to changes and limitations for a while. But crowded beaches, packed pubs, household parties, pursuing a place in the sun no matter what the cost, refusing to wear masks, all speak to me of seeking a really comfortable rut and settling down in the old normal. Really? Is that the way we are to live together? Have you ever climbed the Merrick in the Galloway Hills? If you have, you'll know that you reach a ridge and then there seems to be only a little peak ahead, and then you'll have reached the top. But no, after that peak it takes a dip and there's another little peak and another and another, and if you're a walker like me, it seems like another and another and another before you arrive at the summit. And it would be so easy to give up at that first little peak. Just it seems it would be okay and acceptable to cast caution to the winds and relax at the first easing of lockdown. In neither case have we arrived at our goal. Our faith and life are likened to a race by the author of Hebrews. Let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us. The word race in Greek is agona, which means, as well as a race, a struggle. And it comes to mean agony and anxiety. It's what gives us the word agony in English. It says that life and faith are not always going to be easy, straightforward, or comfortable. Just now, that's maybe how you feel among the miscommunication and confusion of guidelines and regulations relating to our way ahead throughout this virus. But that should not bother us. Why? The Christian life and our way of living is not about arrival. The promise Jesus gives us is about what we discover and encounter on our way. Our neighbours, our travelling companions, and in the welcoming of those we find something true and meaningful. Jesus has gone before us, which is what he says, to prepare such places, those meeting, hospitality, blessing places, where we encounter others who are also in need. And in encountering each other, what we actually find is Jesus, who is hospitality, who is welcome. It's all about community. Church is always about community. So perhaps, while quite rightly we want to get out of this crisis quickly, maybe we should be slower about getting back to normal and reflect on what we have shared on this journey, the places of encounter, the hospitality and loving neighbours we have seen. It's the slow parts of the journey that are perhaps the most valuable. Jesus is the way, the journey. Jesus is the truth, the recognition of what is important in each other. Jesus is the life shared with others on that journey. Let's not rush to get back to normal in our faith or in life in general, but rather enjoy a slower return, allowing ourselves time to journey and pause in the dwelling places, in our hospitality towards others on this journey, wherever we have found Jesus. In the Old Testament, when the people of God were in an uncomfortable and an unpleasant place, Moses says to Joshua, who is to lead the people to the promised land, Be determined and confident. The Lord himself will lead you and be with you. He will not fail you or abandon you. So do not lose courage or be afraid. These words apply to all of us today. So in the face of failing hopes and gloomy predictions, look forward to the promised future which God is preparing for us. Be determined and confident, and to use a modern word, resilient. It's right to be safe and to be cautious, to be reassured before you venture out and forward. But however you feel, remember God is leading us, preparing the way, will be with us at all times. So do not lose courage or be afraid, no matter what the short-term future holds. As your minister, I'm off towards a new normal. I may not be running, but I'm not turning back. Will you join me on the journey? I'd like to share with you a prayer which was written by a man called Peter MacDonald, who was a leader of the Iona community and who sadly died in June this year. It's called Let This Be the Day. Let this be the day. As they face this day, O God, give bread to those who hunger. Let this be the day when children's mouths are filled and swollen bellies are no more. Let this be the day when bread falls from the sky and peace reigns on the battlefield. As they face this day, O God, give hunger to those who have bread. Let this be the day that those who have learn to share, and selfishness is smothered by generosity. Let this be the day when enough is enough and greed loses its power. As they face this day, O God, give bread to those who hunger for a better life. Let this be the day when fair trade is the only trade. Let this be the day when the empty inside find your fullness of life. Let this be the day, but if not today, then let it come soon, O God, when your kingdom comes, when your love breaks into our world, when we are changed. Let us slow the rush and find the moment. Let us slow the words and find the pauses. Let us slow the pace and find some time. Let us slow our minds and find the calm. Let us slow our judgments and find compassion. Let us slow our negativity and show some kindness. Let us slow the rush and find the moment. Let us slow the words and find the pauses. Let us slow the searching and find the being. Let us slow the end and find the present. Let us slow our being and find God. Live in peace and know that you belong. So be it. This week, be the rainbow in someone else's cloud. Stay safe and take care. And can I encourage you to listen to a song written this week by a Norwegian, Hans Olav Merk, and translated into English by John Bell, We Will Meet, which you'll find on YouTube. Thank you.